Blink-182 keeping us rocking there with After Midnight off their second and latest album, Neighborhoods, which came out in 2011. Excellent album. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Good Times Sunday, and every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. This is Jimmy Lisiaga coming at you live from WRSE Studios in the basement of the Frick Center here at beautiful Elmhurst College. This is also the first show of 2013. First off, Happy New Year to everybody out there. Secondly, you guys can check out all of the videos we've been doing the last couple of years, as well as this one at tomorrowslands.com. You guys can also search GoodTimesRadio-TV at YouTube.com. But now on to bigger and better things. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, with a gentleman by the name of Jerry Cervantes. He is a two-time stage 4 cancer survivor, which I think is just awesome. And Jerry's going to just talk to us a bit about his story, as well as talk to us a bit about health awareness and a couple of things that he wants to talk to us about. So Jerry, man, what is going on, man?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for letting me come out and speak and have the opportunity to spread the word. Like you said, I'm a two-time cancer survivor, stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I just want to try to get out and reach people as much as I can to let them know that the 3 words, "you have cancer," is not a death sentence. Years ago it was, and they closed their doors and rolled the shades down and pretty much just say it's done. So I want to educate people on being proactive instead of reactive, and the different choices that are out there that we can do. During my first stage of battle with cancer in 2004, 2005, I diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. My liver shut down 75%. Literally, my doctor didn't know how I was still up and about by the time they diagnosed me. So I went through 5 months of chemotherapy, very aggressive chemotherapy, and after that I had 7 weeks off, and I underwent a stem cell transplant at Northwestern Hospital. So unbelievable journey, but you know what, I wouldn't change it for anything. It's made me a better person. But during this process, guys, I was introduced to a company called USANA Health Sciences, and it is a pharmaceutical grade nutritional company, and it's scientifically researched, guarantees the purity and potency of it. But it's a company that's unbelievable because it educates you. It educates you at a very basic level for myself to understand on how your cells work, why we get sick. There are 80 to 90% of degenerative diseases are linked to free radicals, and what free radicals are, antioxidants, and just how our body works.
Mm-hmm. That is something else, and we're going to talk about that definitely in a couple minutes. But Jerry, I would like to actually just delve further into your story, if you don't mind. So you said you were diagnosed in 2004.
Yes, October 15th, 04.
Do you remember, why were you going in to talk to your doc, and just how did everything happen? That, if you want to just go through that first.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things I want to put out there is do not miss your annual physicals. Guys, especially us guys, we're stubborn, we're macho, we don't think we need that annual physical, and the old saying, if it's not broken, why fix it, don't worry about it. I had gone 8 years before without seeing a doctor. I was healthy, everything was good, and I just figured, well, my wife would say, have you gone to your doctor, have you had your physicals? And I just wouldn't go, and then 8 years later, as my body's breaking down, chronic cough is how it sparked for me, and almost like a whooping cough, so bad. It took them 3 months to diagnose my stage 4 cancer, but I went through a process of elimination of different tests that they thought I might have these rare diseases, and it's chronic fatigue, in my case just a chronic cough that was unbelievable. And by the time I did go to the doctor emergency room, my blood work was upside down, backwards, and pretty much asked me if I was a heavy drinker, and I said not at all. And they said my liver showed signs as if I'm a heavy alcoholic drinker, and I needed to see my doctor yesterday. So, right. And then it just spiraled downhill from there. Right.
Now, what was your reaction, Jerry, when they told you that you have cancer?
Well, you know, the hardest part was the unknown. It took them 3 months to diagnose me, and that's the hardest part, is that you know something's wrong. I went from 215 pounds to 150 pounds in about 45 days. So I dropped 65 pounds in 45 days. It was to the point that my family, my kids, had to count to 3 and pull me up out of the chair and hold me so I wouldn't fall. And it was just unbelievable on that side as far as the weight loss, my health deteriorating. So the unknown had to be the worst part, because I would go to various specialists and they'd say, well, whooping cough, no, that's not it. Rare heart disease, that's not it. Even HIV test, that's not it. So the unknown was the hardest.
Yeah.
And once they told me that I had cancer, I told her, I said, I know I have it. I was just waiting for you guys to find it.
Right.
And my wife was in tears, and I said, what are you crying for? I said, I don't mind being in a fight. I just get mad when I can't fight back.
Right.
So we have a regiment that we're going to go through, and let's get going.
Now, I'm sure that your wife and kids helped you through this.
Absolutely.
How were they there for you?
You know, your support team, your caregivers are unsung heroes. I could not have made it without them. You just can't. And I just can't imagine either, though, the hardest part of my wife, my spouse, and my children, seeing their dad, who's a healthy former Marine, hardcore, strong, healthy man, and then deteriorate to skin and bones.
Mm-hmm.
So just staying strong, and my wife's words were, "Don't you quit on me."
Mm-hmm.
You know, my youngest was 3 years old at the time, and that was just my reason to fight. You know, I wasn't going to give up.
Now, when they caught, they caught it again. You said in 2009, but they caught it when it was at stage 1.
Yes.
And what was that like? You said it was a much quicker process.
Well, when you've got stage 4 cancer, October 15th of 04, and pretty much said, you know, if you have a bucket list and you're strong enough, go do it. Because if I saw Thanksgiving, I probably wouldn't see Christmas, was kind of what they told my wife, because my cancer was so aggressive. But once you beat stage 4, and you only have one way to go, and that's up.
Mm-hmm.
Stage 1, I won't say it's easy, because I don't want to give anyone that impression that you're diagnosed with cancer at stage 1. But considering coming from stage 4, you know, it wasn't, the chemo wasn't as strong, the dosage. It was a different type of chemo, and in my eyes, it was definitely mentally and physically easier to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And mental toughness is everything going through this disease, and your caregivers.
Yeah, well, that's something, Jerry. Thank you for talking to us about that for a couple minutes. Now, something that you were talking to us about in the back room was you were talking about free radicals in the air, and this is one of the main reasons why antioxidants are so important for us. You want to talk to us a bit about that, or?
Yeah, and it's real simple, and it's real basic, really, when you think about it. If you take a bite out of an apple and you put it on the counter, it does what?
It gets brown.
It turns brown. Oxidative stress. So what we breathe in the air is called free radicals. We can't help it. Free radicals are all around us. It's in the water that we drink, to the pesticides that are sprayed on our crops. One cigarette has 1 quadrillion free radicals in it. It's proven that 80 to 90% of degenerative diseases are enhanced by free radicals.
Mm-hmm.
So driving down the road, people are working on the road system, whether it's tar and all of those other chemicals. You can smell it. Mm-hmm. And those are free radicals entering into your system. Mm-hmm. And you need antioxidants to combat free radicals. Okay? A damaged cell will only reproduce a damaged cell. A healthy cell will only reproduce a healthy cell. So what are you feeding your cells at that basic level to combat free radicals? And that's what's so important, because our body does not produce antioxidants. You know, the fruits and vegetables, the food that we eat, mainly your berries, strawberries, grapefruits, raspberries, are loaded with antioxidants. So just hearing those two terms now, free radicals and antioxidants, watch your commercials. your orange juice, your different drinks, your fruits and vegetables loaded with antioxidants. That's a key word because it's so important on keeping ourselves healthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jerry. You're also talking to us back there about the difference between pharmaceutical grade nutritional supplements and food grade nutritional supplements. Now, what is the difference between those two?
That's huge, and I'm glad you asked me. That's so huge because food grade products and the supplement industry, per 1994 federal government guidelines, put them, all nutritional supplements, in a food grade category. It's highly unregulated, okay, and slim to none, to tell you the truth. So that's why you see a lot of recalls on different things out there. When you are a food grade company on the nutritional industry side, by law, you're only required to tell the consumer 20% of what's in the product is on the label. The other 80%, they don't have to tell you what's in it. So it can be fillers, cross-contaminants. I'll give you an example. Listeners, if you Google fish oil lawsuit, it will pop up, Channel 7 News, and they had a little headline on it and said, the dirty little secrets we found about omega-3 fish oil. We all know omega-3 fish oil is good for us. But in this caption, lawsuit, it came up and there were traces of PCBs found in the fish oil. PCBs are carcinogenic, related to tumor-causing, cancer-causing issues. Okay, so because that company who is manufacturing this fish oil for multiple companies out there, only 20% of what's in the product has to be on the label. The other 80% they didn't tell you. So Channel 7, NBC News researched it, however they came across it, and found the dirty little secrets in there.
Wow.
So important, if you're going to take a nutritional supplement, that it is a pharmaceutical grade company.
Absolutely. That's interesting, and that's actually crazy because that's one thing that I do take is I take those the fish oil, like those little
capsules, omega-3s.
The little clear capsules, and I don't take them every day. I take them every couple days. I'll be walking past, but hey, I better take these. That is wild. That is really, really wild. Now, I know that you're also doing work with something called USANA, correct?
Correct.
And you were talking a bit about that earlier. Do you want to delve into that a bit?
Yes. When I was sick with cancer the first time, stage 4, I'm a basketball coach, and at that time I was still coaching over at Aurora Christian School. And getting sick, some of my athletes' parents, said, Coach, we're worried about you. We want to try and get you healthy. And they introduced me to USANA Health Sciences. I asked, what is this? Because my health was so poor, and it was just bad at that time. And I asked them, and they introduced it to me. It is a pharmaceutical grade nutritional company. And remember I said per 1994 guidelines that the government puts all nutritional supplements into a food grade category. Well, this company is 20 years old, 1992, originated, and what they've done is they voluntarily manufacture their product at a pharmaceutical grade level, which is so important to understand. Not pharmaceutical drugs in their product, but they manufacture at the same standard, their supplements, that a FDA pharmaceutical grade drug company would manufacture their products. So long story short, by those guidelines, 100% of what's in the product has to be on the label, and it has to be in the product, because if not, you will lose your category of pharmaceutical grade.
As I think it actually should be, right? You want to have everything that's inside of something. You want to have it all that on the label itself. I was not even aware that only 20% has to be shown.
Yes.
And that's I want to be careful. What I'm eating and drinking and just taking. That's really, really something.
Absolutely. And if listeners, if you Google fish oil lawsuit, the companies that come up, the 7 major ones that come up that are being sued are unbelievable. I know GNC is one of them, Pharmavite, and 5 other ones that you would be just amazed at.
Yeah. Now, You know, this is crazy. This kind of delving far out there, but I've got some friends that are really, you know, they're real. That's what I'm looking for. They're really big in the whole, you know, conspiracy thingy, and they all feel like they're, you know, even in the supplements that are supposed to be helping us, there may be bad things in them because of population control. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? It is crazy, and what the government allows in our food industry, things like that. I'm amazed because you'll see things on the shelf. Hydroxycut was one of them a while back ago. And, you know, get a six-pack. The guy's promoting his six-pack, his flat stomach, and how much weight he has lost. And then months later, you'll find out that they're taken off the shelf because they're showing kidney failure, renal failure, things like that.
Yeah.
And again, it's a food-grade product.
Right.
So that 80-20 mix comes into play when the education side comes in. And it blows me away to see how can they do that? How can they allow it to happen?
Yeah, it really is something. Jerry, where can people reach you if they'd like to talk to you a bit more about this and USANA and everything?
You can reach me on my cell number. My cell number is 630 area code 327-9943. And my email address is jcinhouse@gmail.com. That stands for Jesus Christ Inhouse@gmail.com.
Right on, Jerry. Well, thank you very, very much for being on tonight, sir. Really, man, excellent having you on. So everybody, you guys can reach Jerry on his cell at 630-327-9943. You guys can also reach him at his email address, jcinhouse@gmail.com. Again, that's jcinhouse@gmail.com. And where can people learn more about USANA?
On my website.
Okay.
You can go to www.jcinhouse.usana.com, and USANA is spelled USANA.
Right then, everybody, please check out jcinhouse.usana.com. Again, jcinhouse.usana.com, and you guys can also reach Jerry on his cell, which we gave out, 630-327-9943, or at his email address, which is jcinhouse@gmail.com. Jerry, thank you very much for being on with us tonight, sir. And you guys can check out these videos and more at tomorrowslines.com, as well as search Good Times Radio TV on YouTube. But we're going to keep things rolling with Cheap Trick on WRSE. Awesome. All right, Jerry.
How do you think we did?
Good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, that thing was